Welcome back to the C10 build. What we're discussing today is not really an episode. It's just something that I want to show what I was doing because I'm documenting everything about the truck, the engine build, and what all. So this is something that I just thought I'd throw up here. It's not really a how-to or what to do video. It's what I'm doing to this when we go to build it, so somebody will know, hey, did he just get that out of the box, bolt it on, or whatever? What did he do different? And a couple of videos back, or last video, one of them, we talked about the intake and the gasket for it. I really don't want to repeat myself, but on the 144 intake, and I'll throw the old pictures up on the intake that I had, and then we'll, as I discuss things, I'll throw pictures up on this and the headers as we go on. So 1204s fit the intake perfect. If you do any whittling on that intake from the 144, that's the B&M. I don't know how the Wadden's doing, the Whedon. I don't know how thick it is. I don't have one of those here. But the old B&M, your 1204 fits perfect. And it's enough air because that engine built was back in the 90s, late 80s, was more for torque. It didn't have a lot of airflow. You know, this is a 180cc head, and they ran a 170cc head. So if that tells you anything, but I'm gonna send these out and trying to get the best mileage we can out of it, performance. What I'm gonna do is have him, Porter, is match the heads up to it. Pretty much there's the gasket, because the gasket's perfect with the intake. So there's very little bit of cutting you have to do on them. Hardly if any. Very little. And all he'll do is bevel it, funnel it into the ramp, and then he'll just clean the exhaust side up. So this flange on this header, this is not a non-brand header. It's just something that had built for us. The only thing messed up on was the eyes for the heat shields. It's a 390,000 thickness flange on it, and it's tack weld on the outside, full weld on the inside. So here's what I'm talking about on the heat shield. And I'll throw a little picture so you can see it better. The gasket itself doesn't match up with the bolt holes. Okay, so you just take it and just nick it off. Just cut them off. It ain't gonna hurt a thing. You got more gasket there than what you need. On this header we had built, the side-to-side ports are perfect. The floor and the roofs, very little cutting. Hardly any to match the header. So that's pretty much what I'm going to have done. And when it comes back, when it does come back, when we do the assembly, I'll show you what he did to mount the intake back on the head and the header back on it to where everything will match. Everything is going to be marked, either driver's side. Most things just says driver's side on it, so you'll know. So when you bolt this back up, all your ports will match up, just like he did it. But I just wanted to let some of y'all know that follow it. I'm sending this out. We're going to have good weather this next week. We should be back in the interior. Now, I doubt the engine will be built before the C10 Nationals. I'm going to try. It's really a close deal there. I went back to work. I got like 4 or 5 more months still off. and they called me back in, want some help now. So I was planning on just playing the next 4 or 5 months. You know what I mean? But we're just gonna mess with the truck as we can and finish up the interior on it. Maybe get the bed done before the C10 Nationals. I'm thinking about still taking it to the No Name. It's still there, still up in the air. If things go right, we'll carry it up there. The engine should be done in it by then. Anyway, that's September. Gosh, I should have it in by then. Well, that's in September, or the end of September, like 1st October, into September. Carry it up there. So that's pretty much what we're going to do is send it out. It's going to take him probably a couple of weeks to get this done. He's kind of behind right now. And all I'm doing is he's going to do some cleanup on the chambers, the intake, and the exhaust. Make sure everything fits, flows right. Not a whole lot going to be done. And we'll go from there. Now your collector, this collector we got, he may build a bigger one. It does funnel in, but it's like maybe it ain't very much off, like an 1/8, and he may build a different where it'll match perfect. So the collector he did send me is off just a little bit, not much though, and get her done. But that's where I'm at, and just want to bring that, show that to y'all where we're at on how we're going to do the airflow on it. And there'll be more video on it when it comes back. I wasn't going to do a video on this. And I said, well, I got a couple of them following me that's building theirs at the same time. I said, well, let them know step by step what I'm doing to this one, because I don't want to do anything and then what you do to yours different. This way they'll know. Okay. Just make sure your port match is good, and do not open these heads up too much. You're not going to be happy with that 144 if you do. That's the way it is. I mean, it doesn't like real big ports on them. Unless you change the pulleys on it, wind that thing on up as high as you want to go. I wouldn't if I was you, but it's built for what it's built for. It's not built for high RPM racing, but you can do a lot of work to make it where if you want to race it, you'll have the power there if you want it. So anyway, so it's not an episode, it's just something I want to tell y'all. So let's move on and get back in the cab of this truck, get this thing finished up some, so we can get it done. I'm kind of excited about getting that interior done and see what it's going to look like. So see y'all on the next one. Thanks for watching.